Hello, hello. This is Angel. 2011 Ford Crown Victoria. That's part of my steering wheel. Like most of you know, there's a spot where everybody drives with their finger here. Well, when I got the car, there was a hole eaten into the rubber. There was a steering wheel cover like that one there, on top of the wheel, but it was all it would spin, and I didn't like how it felt. So I chewed down on the hole a little more and got down to what looked like bare hard plastic, but I ended up scratching it and seeing that it looks like maybe magnesium or aluminum. Seems to be goes all the way around, and then at the back there's like a groove that runs on the back side of it. Now I'm assuming that's where the rubber that is normally added sinks into that and kind of like grabs. It's a place for it to grab. So what I ended up doing was just cutting at an angle there, angle there, angle here, angle here. As you can see, it was pretty beat up. I might still cut off this, but I wanted to leave this and to kind of give it some integrity. And what I'm going to do is strip it down. I'm already almost done. As you can see, that's how the wheel looks now, kind of like a Batman look. I might clean this up a little more, smooth it out with some sandpaper or with this thing here. Smooth it so it kind of like blends in. Just depends on how much it's going to affect my driving, but at the moment I kind of like it like that. And I like the feel of the steel. Now when I got to the bottom, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but it ends up looking, and I don't know how much you can see, but at the end of the day it ends up looking like the color or the consistency of an aluminum bat. So I'm assuming it's aluminum. Now I'm gonna just clean it up to take all the glue that was residual there, which is minimal. But I'm gonna, just so that I don't get it out of my hands while I'm driving, I'm gonna take all that off, and then I'm gonna drive it around a little bit, just like that. And I'm imagining as I drive and handle it, it's gonna end up shining itself from wear. If not, I might take some, maybe some different size grit sandpaper, sand it down, and then keep going down on grit or up, whichever the one it is, the one that gets smoother and smoother, just to smooth it up and shine it. I'd like for it to have a dull kind of shine, kind of like aluminum can, and I kind of like it. It reminds me of that old style thin steering wheel. I used to have a Lincoln Continental that actually had the horn inside as a rim, and you would squeeze anywhere and it would do that, but that's not my purpose. My purpose here is just to give it the raunchy look, the rat look. And so far so good. I'm gonna try to focus in on that. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks pretty sweet. She thinks so. That's my oversized ornament. And I just finished making the center console. I actually used some wood and added some sliders. This is just a test. And this lid I got off of an old Dell computer cover, which ends up working just fine. I can put stuff in there, and I haven't bolted it down, but it's gonna go bolted to that thing. And it runs all the way back, so I can just use it. I maybe put some buttons here and stuff, and maybe run it all the way to the back and add a smaller angled one here for additional accessories. Anyway, that's my rat rig p71 police cruiser that I just got. I used to have another one before. This is a 2011. I had a 2006. I absolutely fell in love with my 2006. I lowered the back and the front, put some big meats to give it a wider stance, and that was about all I did to that 2006. Oh, and I added an exhaust, a louder exhaust. I think it was a Thrush. Got rid of it about 4 years ago on a trade for one of my mom's cars that I got her, and regretted it. So I just bought this one, and it's got a little bit of work to do. Got to replace that door control, but the rest is fairly clean. 170,000 miles. She purrs like a kitten, black and white. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that yet. But anyway, this is my first video. I went on YouTube to look around and saw a lot of people are now getting into these. My dream would be to get this, have a maybe a 4-speed manual here. Even better than that would be a 3-speed or 4-speed manual, but up in the column. But that's future stuff, and I'll cover that as I get to that. Anyway, if anybody ever wanted to do this, I looked online. I couldn't find anywhere or anybody else that was doing it, so I couldn't get any hints or anything. So I kind of just, since I had that hole in there, I went little by little and found out that there's no wires or nothing that were going to bother me now. Be aware, there is this airbag there. I would recommend disconnecting the battery before you do any of this to yours. I don't know what your configuration here, but from what I could see, all this is just rubberized from here, and then the bag is contained all over here. But that being said, there might be on your wheel some kind of sensors here. I'm not sure, I'm not a mechanic, that could set that sucker off, and you don't want to be sitting in here because it'll knock some teeth out or kill you. But I'll show you on another video my completed, buffed out, skinned Crown Victoria P71 steering wheel. I'll also let you know how I like it after I drive around for a little bit. It's got decent grip for turns. My power steering is more than enough, and I love that cold metal feel. I just love it. It feels like a cold bat, and it's gonna look fantastic. If you're looking for the Mercury Grand Marquis look with everything leather and all nice and trimmed and all that, then this is definitely not for you. Not like this anyway. Maybe cleaned up more. But if you're looking to raunch up your P71 and give it a little flair compared to everybody else, skin your wheel. I think that's what it's called, or that's what I'm going to call it. Skinned steering wheel. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace.